Professor Patrice Lumumba of Kenya has broken silence on the current xenophobic attacks in South Africa. What happens when a Pan-Africanist writes a letter directly to a sitting president and the people respond with anger only to later apologize? That's exactly what Professor Patrice Lumumba did. And what he said next? Absolutely fire. If you don't know Professor Patrice Lumumba, he's a Kenyan lawyer, orator, and one of Africa's most passionate Pan-Africanists. When xenophobic attacks broke out in South Africa, this man didn't stay silent. He picked up a pen and wrote directly to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Today, we are breaking down exactly what he said, and we will also hear from some South African young men who went on camera to apologize to the rest of Africa. Patrice Lumumba made one thing very clear in his letter to President Cyril Ramaphosa. South Africa is the anchor economy of Africa, and for you to be the anchor economy of the continent, that comes with a lot of responsibility. He said, and I quote his sentiments here, "You cannot allow half-naked individuals to be running across the streets of Durban and Johannesburg, moving from shop to shop, deciding who is documented and who is not documented. This is not law enforcement. This is vigilantism, and that's a huge difference." He specifically called out the use of derogatory slurs being hurled at fellow South Africans, and he was clear these people were not being asked to leave because of documentation. They were being asked to leave simply because they were unfair. Not every South African supports what is happening. A young South African stepped forward and went on camera to address the rest of South Africans who are involved in these attacks. He said, "I am sorry. These people carrying out these attacks are not real South Africans." He went further to call the attacks what he truly believed they were: a Western divide and a conquer tactics. He said this is how destabilization works. Use one group of black people against another, weaken both, and then move in. He warned that South Africa is setting itself up to become the next Palestine if the youth don't wake up to see the bigger picture. He reminded viewers that the border of South Africa, Mozambique, every African nation were drawn up in Berlin by Europeans. No African king sat at that table. So the idea of foreigners on African soil is itself a colonial idea.
I just want to say I am sorry. I am sorry for these xenophobic attacks that are being carried out on your people. But these people that are doing these xenophobic attacks are not representing South Africa. Abatagati, let's just call them that, Abatagati. Because what they are doing is a Western divide and conquer tactic. So I won't be surprised if they are funded by, European and Western powers to divide us. That's how the West always operates. They use black people to divide black people, and then they come in because now there's only one group of black people left. They are weakened, and then they'll destabilize that group. So I don't know why these South Africans can't see that we are setting ourselves up for apartheid. We are setting ourselves up to be Palestine. But I know that as the youth we can still bring it back. I know that as the youth this bridge hasn't completely burned. So that's why I want my brothers and sisters to recognize that these people do not represent South Africans. They don't represent black South Africans. There's no such thing as a foreigner, because these lines, South Africa was drawn up in Berlin. Mozambique was drawn up in Berlin. No African king sat down and said, okay, this is South Africa, this is... No, it was all Europeans. So even now, we need to see the evil for what it is.
Okay, I don't think there is much to...
So, what do you think? Is Professor Lumumba right? Are we watching Stockholm Syndrome play out in real time, where the anger is directed at fellow Black Africans instead of the system that oppresses everyone? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for upcoming updates. I will see you in the next one.